So in this video, we're going to talk about how to look at property taxes, how to dispute your property taxes, and if you are over 65 or disabled and want a homestead exemption, how you grab that form and go from there. Now I'm going to be working mostly off of the Cuyahoga County website, but all you have to do is search for your county's auditor. So Cuyahoga County auditor, Medina County auditor, anywhere in the state of Ohio. I'm sure other states work the same way. And you'll come up with something to start. Now for us, we're going to come up with Cuyahoga County, which is myplace.cuyahogacounty.us, and this will pop up. Now I wanted to find a property that is somewhat public so that I'm not bringing a lot of attention to someone who maybe doesn't want it. So we're actually going to pick the building that the Cuyahoga County Administration is located. We're going to go by the address, and so you can type in any address you like. Let me do that. Sorry, I have to click on address. When we click on it, it's going to show us a parcel number, but here's all the general information, and we're going to click on tax bill. When we click on tax bill, it shows who the owner is, the property address, the tax mailing address. A lot of times if your bank is paying your mortgage for or your taxes for you, that will be the bank's address so that they're getting it. The legal description, what it is, this one's exempt, the parcel number, the city, and then you can look at prior years. If you notice, taxes are always in Cuyahoga County paid 6 months or a year in arrears, so that the bill that you're going to be paying in January of 2019 is for the first half of 2018. I'm going to pull up a residential one that I had, blanked out the address. So this is what it's currently valued for the land, the building, and the total value of the property. Now this property that I pulled up was in the city of Cleveland, $41,300. The assessed value is 35% of what the market value is. And that's where they came up with this amount. Gross tax, which is based on the rates and everything that you have over here. This is based on what your levies are in your city, which goes to the county, your city, the metro parks, the arts, things of that nature. Non-business credit, owner-occupied. This property has a homestead exemption. We'll get to that in a minute. This is what his total taxes are for the half year. This is what the charge is. This is what your payments are. This is your balance due. If there's any delinquencies, this is how you read your bill. If you want to have more information about how they come up with your rate, that will be a different video, but it's mostly you got to contact your auditor or your treasurer to see what millage you're being charged and what the breakdown is for each of those items. I'm hoping that you guys don't have any questions on that. Now, when you want to dispute a property value, you have to go to the Board of Revision. So I'm going to type in Cuyahoga County Board of Revision. Lots of rules. I'm going to have links to the counties, Cuyahoga, Lorain, Medina, Summit, Geauga, Lake. That'll pop up on your screen. Those are the ones that are around me, but all you have to do again is search for the Board of Revision in order to get that. I'm going to click on the Board of Revision, and we are going to go to Complaint Forms and Appeals. You can do this electronically, or you can get a blank form. I'm going to pull up a blank form first, just so you can see what it looks like. Fill in the tax year, everything else. I'm not going to go through this at the moment, only because when we do this online, it'll automatically fill this information in for you. So, e-file complaint option. We're going to hit start, read the instructions, things that you need to do in order to dispute your value. Now, when we were looking at the property value came up at $41,300. Now, if you own this property and you believe that at $41,300 you would sell this in a heartbeat because the property is worth less, then you probably should dispute it. If you come back and you're like, you know what, that seems about right, within a little bit, I'm probably going to leave it alone. If you say, you know what, I think that is way too high, I would sell that in a heartbeat, you want to lower it, I think I duplicated myself. But if you say that it is too low, you probably just want to stay quiet. Otherwise, they might come up. This doesn't really determine the value of what you can sell your property for. It only determines what the county is going to charge you on your property taxes for. So this is the number that we're talking about, the $41,300. So once we are in here, the way we dispute this is you can go by hiring an appraiser. An appraiser will let you know what the value is. They normally charge in this area anywhere from around $300 to $350. Now, appraisers are licensed by the state, so if you just go online, Google a appraiser, you should be able to find anyone who has a license and use them. If they will show up at the hearing with you, and I'll go through that process later, if they will go to the hearing with you, it will be more valuable, as the Board of Revision would like to talk to your appraiser. But if you just bring in that, it would be great. Things that you can bring on your own, but doesn't carry as much weight, if you bring in comparable sales on your own. Hey, my neighbor just sold his house for X amount, that's why I think my property is worth less or more. Or if you go to a broker, a real estate broker, and you can get what's called a broker price opinion. They have to take special classes for that. They are a lot less expensive. However, the counties don't always take that as a true value of what it is as well. Appraisal is the best value, is one of the better values you can. One of the best things you can do is if you purchased a property in 2018, showing a copy of your purchase agreement and your settlement statement, it will be the best evidence of that is the true value of the property. Now, if you bought at a sheriff's sale, or if you bought it as a short sale, or if you bought it in foreclosure, or if you bought it from your Aunt Mildred, those might not count. It's going to be up to the Board of Revision. They'll take that into consideration, but it's not as valuable as an arm's length transaction that you purchased from a total stranger when the house was on the market for anyone to see. So we're going to start this process so you know how to fill out the form. You would start here and type in the parcel number. If you look at our form on here, this shows the parcel number right here that I blanked out. And we're going to type it in. Now, for the county building, the number is 101-36024. And we're going to click Add. Shows this property. Again, this is owned by the Port Authority. We hit Next. Are you the owner? We're just going to say yes, because we are not actually going to submit this. Put in your name. Address. We're not going to submit this. I want to print it so that you can actually see the sign. And we're just going to type in something at the moment and hit Next. What is the value? Now, the current taxable value is $9 million. This is based on, again, 35% of what the appraised value is. So in our form, where we saw this, at 41,300. The number being shown is 14,460. So we're going to put in a value here, and the value sort of irrelevant, but we're going to put 25 million. It's going to calculate what the taxable value is, and it shows a reduction. If the reduction is greater than 50,000, and they may have changed this, and your county might be different, but generally speaking, if it's over 50,000, they will notify the school board, as the school board in your city is usually the recipient of the greatest piece of your property taxes. Why are you requesting the change? You can only do this maybe every 3 years. Every county, again, could be different and have special rules. Or if you just purchased a property and there was a sale. Now we're just going to say the value went up or disputing value. A great thing to say is just the property is too high. Was the property sold in the last 3 years? If you say yes, they're going to want to see that information. We're going to say unknown. If you put any improvements, again, usually you can show the permits that you pulled, the values that you paid if you're trying to show a higher value. Do you intend to present testimony of a professional appraiser? Unknown, you can always do it at the last time. And check any of these boxes. Again, sold is the best, at an arm's length transaction, is the best evidence of what the value of the property is. We will hit continue, print the complaint form, and that form that I showed you is now filled in. Shows the year, original complaint, fills in all of the information, automatically calculates what the values are. You need to notarize this document, or if you bring it in person to the county administration building, they will take it from you there. If you have the property in an LLC or in a trust, you will probably have to have an attorney represent you. But if you are the homeowner and it is simply in your name, you can go on your own. This is a very easy thing to do. The people are extremely friendly in any of the counties that I've gone to. You simply go. There are generally 3 different individuals there that were hired by the county to speak with you. They have access to the multiple listing service from realtors. They can pull their own comparables. You will bring the evidence. Usually they want it at least 5 days prior to your hearing, and you can email it in. All the procedures for each county. Again, I will show you where you can search for that, but you should be able to simply look up those procedures. You show up at the hearing, it's generally maybe 15 minutes of time, and they are, again, very, very friendly, very easy to do. There are attorneys that will do this for you. If you have questions, I am someone that can be hired for this as well. I generally do commercial properties, residential properties. Even if you're disputing a value from $200,000 to $150,000, a $50,000 swing might only be a difference of a couple $100. The going rate for what someone might charge is 1 year of savings. Because these are only reassessed every 3 years or are changed by the county every 3 years, the attorney is getting 1/3, you're getting 2/3 of what it is that is saving over the length of time. And quite honestly, after that 3rd year, it won't go up as much. And then you get the benefit of that moving forward. So if you have commercial buildings, and you have to hire an attorney more than likely, as you'll have that in a company name, let me know. I'd be more than happy to help you. This video does not constitute a attorney-client relationship, only if you get something in writing from me. But generally, if you're doing a residential property, if the value and the savings is not as significant, attorneys might charge a flat fee in order to go with you. A lot of times, realtors might go with you. They might only be able to testify to their knowledge. But as I said, Board of Revisions generally want appraisers licensed by the state as the best evidence. Homestead Exemption is this form here. I'm going to search for it just so it'll pop up in my window here. We're going to go to our forms. Very, very easy to do. This essentially lowers the value of the property by $25,000. So if your property is worth $150,000, your taxes will be based on $125,000. It's a current application. Applications for homestead are due by the end of the year, so that you can always file a late application if you're doing it right now. We are in January. Disputing property tax values are generally done January 1st through March 31st. Every county is different, so take a look for the rules for that specific county. If you have questions on filling this out, it is a very, very self-explanatory form. The individuals, again, at the county auditor will help you fill this out. If you need to seek an attorney, I wouldn't be surprised if a senior center in your area might be able to assist you. You're filling out current application. If it's late, you fill out that it's late. Again, senior citizen, or if you're disabled, surviving spouse, what type of home, filling your personal information, who it is that it's applying, send it in. Your total income, sign it and send it in. All the procedures are here. Here's the information for the late application. You can only submit a late application if it's coming with a current application. Very easy to find these forms, submit it to the county auditor, and get a reduction in that. This is to help senior citizens that are generally on a fixed income. If you have any other questions, I look forward to hearing from you. And if you have other ideas for videos, please let me know. And I look forward to speaking with you guys again. Thank you.